You've probably heard about Make-A-Wish, the organization that helps children make their dreams come true. But did you know that there are dozens of organizations just like that all around the country that help adults, seniors, veterans, and others make their dreams come true as well? Today, I want to talk to you about all of the different wish granting organizations that we have found across the country, and there are dozens of them. Now, as we go through this list, we're going to break down each organization and cover everything you need to know about who qualifies, what they do and do not cover, how you can apply, and so on. But I want you to know right off the bat here that these organizations are not in the business of handing out cash. These are not grant programs. They're not going to give you money, and they're usually not going to pay your bills either. Their goal is to give you an experience or a piece of equipment that's going to have a meaningful impact on your life, whether that's going to be like a laptop computer or a celebrity meet and greet or a trip to Disneyland or a wheelchair. There is a wide range of different things that these programs will cover, but ultimately it's about getting you an experience or a piece of equipment that's going to make a meaningful difference in your life in some way. But first, just a quick shout out to our sponsor, Injury Claims. You may be eligible for financial compensation if you meet the requirements for one of their open tort cases. You can browse a list of their cases at the link that you see on screen. There's all sorts of open ones right now. I encourage you to go check that out. So, as we dive into this list, let's start with Do It for the Love. This organization offers up to 4 tickets to live music experiences like concerts or single day tickets to music festivals. They serve people with life threatening illnesses, children between the ages of 2 and 18 who have experienced severe challenges such as developmental challenges, physical, mental, or emotional disabilities, or kids who are living with intense family trauma. They also help wounded veterans. Now, you do need to be nominated by an immediate family member, a close friend or colleague, or a medical professional in order to get these tickets. You can join the waitlist at doitforthelove.org. Another organization that helps a wide range of people is the United Special Sportsmen Alliance. Now, this organization provides free outdoor adventures, usually hunting or fishing trips, for critically ill and disabled youth, adults, and veterans. Now, their website says that their youngest recipient was 2 years old and their oldest was in their 80s. They do say that all disabilities and illnesses qualify. You can choose your application, whether that's going to be a youth, adult, or veteran application at childswish.org to get started if you're interested in that. Now, the rest of this list is going to be broken down by category because I wanted to make it very skimmable for you. So if you see one of these slides with a title and it doesn't apply to you, feel free to skip to the next chapter marker so that you can see the organizations that are better suited to your needs. We're going to kick this off with the organizations that support seniors. So Wish of a Lifetime by AARP is really cool. They say a wish of a lifetime holds value beyond a passing desire or a casual thought. It's a dream, a lifelong goal, or a meaningful component missing from one's life. So they really want this to be intensely meaningful to you. So no financial assistance, no bill pay, no ongoing wishes like season tickets. It needs to be a one and done thing. They also don't help you with any sort of publishing of printed material. However, you may be eligible for this if you are at least 65 years old, if you're living in the United States or its territories, you're unable to afford your wish on your own, and you are both capable of experiencing the wish and able to obtain doctor approval if they request that. You can apply at wishofalifetime.org if you're interested. Now, there's another one here called Twilight Wish that I really love. They break down their wish granting program into 3 different categories. So they have simple needs wishes, which are going to be things like wheelchairs, tablets, devices that may be useful to you. Then they have the living life to the fullest wishes, which could be a bucket list thing, right? Like you want to attend a ball game, you want to do something or experience something. And then they also have celebrating a life wishes, which they can send you back to visit your hometown, do something that's going to celebrate or memorialize your life in some way. To qualify for Twilight Wishes, you need to be at least 65 years old or a permanent resident of an elder care facility. You also need to be a legal U.S. citizen, and you need to have a low income. For this program, that's going to be defined as 200% of the federal poverty level or less. You also need to have a history of giving back to others. Twilight Wish really likes to support people who have given back to their community in some way, whether that's through military service or maybe working in a career like a teacher or a firefighter, or maybe just helping your own family or volunteering in some way. They like to have that kind of a background in the people that they help. They also need you to be cognitively and physically capable of communicating and experiencing the wish on your own. You can apply for that at twilightwish.org if you're interested. Now, I do realize this is going to be a little bit longer video than usual because we have a lot of ground to cover. We are barely getting started here. There are a lot of other local senior wish giving programs as well. And I'm just going to highlight these really quickly because they are pretty local. If you're in Contra Costa County, California, an Elderly Wish Foundation may be able to help you if you are at least 50 years old and have a serious or chronic illness. If you live in either Erie, Niagara, Orleans, Genesee, or Wyoming counties in New York, then Senior Wishes may be able to help you. They provide wish granting for low income seniors age 65 plus, and they do not require you to have a medical diagnosis. That is pretty rare for these wish granting organizations. Most of them do require you to have some sort of medical condition, whether that's going to be, a life threatening illness or a chronic condition or something. This one doesn't. So if you are in those counties in New York, make sure you go check that out. Now, let's dive into the list for adults. Of course, if you're a senior, you may qualify for these as well, but the age limits for these tend to be a little bit lower. So, the Dream Foundation grants wishes for terminally ill adults, and they have a special program for veterans too. They do not offer cruises, hunting trips, international travel, home repairs, things like that. That being said, they do offer a wide variety of different types of wishes. In order to be eligible for these, you need to be at least 18 years old, live in the United States, and you must have a life-threatening illness and a life expectancy of 12 months or less. And you must not be able to afford that dream on your own. If you're interested, you can apply at the link that you see on screen here. And then we have another one that's fairly similar, and this one is called Dreams of Joy. They provide experiences or travel dreams for people with terminal illnesses. They offer emergency dreams if you have a life expectancy of 8 weeks or less, so that they can get that approved for you very quickly. In order to be eligible for this, you need to be at least 21 years old, live in the US, and have a life-threatening illness and a life expectancy of 18 months or less. And you can see the link there on screen to apply for that one. The Dear Jack Foundation's Life List program is a little bit different. They grant wishes to young adults who are receiving treatment for a life-threatening diagnosis. Wishes from this organization range from technology like laptops and tablets to home goods to travel experiences. The average value is around $2,000, but they say that their actual spend is around $1,500, so I'm not entirely sure how that's calculated. In order to be eligible for Life List, you must be between the ages of 18 and 39, currently in treatment for cancer, and you have to apply during an application cycle. I believe there is one opening in just a few weeks. Now, for Stella's Wish, this is for adults who have a terminal cancer diagnosis, and they grant a wide range of wishes from catered family gatherings to trips with loved ones. In order to qualify, you must be at least 18 years old and have a stage 4 life-threatening cancer. You can apply at stellaswish.org. The Pink Agenda has what they call a Fabu-Wish program, and these wishes tend to fall into one of 4 categories. It could be beauty, fashion, household goods, or experiences. This program is for women in the United States who are undergoing treatment for cancer or who have undergone treatment in the last 12 months. You can apply at thepeakagenda.org. Now, Wish Upon a Wedding is really cool. And honestly, I get a little bit emotional when I talk about this one. But if you have a medical illness or a life-altering circumstance that has affected your wedding plans, they may be able to help you. So in order to be eligible for this, one person in the couple must be diagnosed with a terminal illness and either have a life expectancy of 5 years or less, or a serious life-altering circumstance. Both partners in the couple must be over age 18 and U.S. citizens. Can't have any felonies on either of those background checks. But if you meet that criteria and you would like help with your wedding, to my understanding, they cover everything from the venue to the DJ to like all of it. You can apply at wishuponawedding.org. Now, there are other adult wish granting organizations as well, but I'm just going to go over these really briefly because we still have our lists for our veterans and our children to cover. So Dreamcatchers Foundation grants wishes to hospice patients. Allie's Wish in Texas helps terminally ill mothers who are still raising small children. The Eternal Wish Foundation in Southwest Wisconsin grants wishes to low-income adults with serious physical or life-threatening conditions. The Angel Foundation in Ohio grants wishes to people with a life expectancy of 1 year or less. Infinite Wishes covers Florida, New Jersey, and Maryland, and they offer wishes to people with a life-threatening diagnosis. Wish Granters in Idaho grants wishes to adults with non-age-related terminal illnesses, and they only cover Ada, Canyon, and Gem counties out in Idaho. Now, this is another one that just gets me right in the heart, but Wishing for Mommy is an organization that provides up to $500 grants to women who have been diagnosed or have recently recovered from breast cancer. I believe you have to have been in treatment sometime in the last 24 months to qualify for this. The mother has to be nominated by her child, and the grant is issued to help the child feel like they are contributing or doing something to help their mom through this experience. And you can apply for that at wishingformommy.org. I don't usually get this emotional on here. Wish granting organizations for veterans now. Operation Once in a Lifetime is open to anyone who has served in the military, regardless of rank, deployment, physical condition, or branch of service. Basically, they say if you serve, you qualify. This program has helped people go on trips to New York, go to Hawaii, etc. They have helped people go to sporting events or have other special experiences. The charity behind this operation also has other programs like Operation Welcome Home, Operation Reconnect, Operation Care Packages, Operation Baby Shower, Operation Fly a Soldier Home. They have lots of different things that help veterans, and you can apply for this at operationonceinalifetime.com. Wishes for Our Heroes helps active military members. They help with emergency medical situations, children's needs, basic needs like food and shelter, transportation, that sort of thing. They used to provide hot tubs, but that program ended in February of this year. Now, urgent wishes may be granted immediately, but most are going to take 6 to 8 weeks to process. You can apply at the link you see. You can apply at the link that you see on screen there. Now, Warrior's Wish is designed to improve quality of life. They may grant you equipment for a favorite hobby, tools for a business, a trip to try something new. They do not help with debt reduction, new home purchases, bill payments, that sort of a thing. In order to be eligible, you must be a veteran who sustained injuries in the line of duty. You must have a VA disability rating of 70% or more for a single injury. Your rating can, of course, be higher if you have multiple injuries, but you need to have at least one injury rated at 70%. And you must have served after 9/11. The link to apply is there on screen. Heroes Wish offers once-in-a-lifetime experiences to eligible veterans as well. They've helped people go to Disneyland, Disney World, go on skiing trips, and so on. They do not do celebrity meet and greets, trips, cruises, hotel stays, or flights, but they do serve active duty military up to 6 months after deployment, Purple Heart veterans, and families of military members who were killed in action. You can request one wish in your lifetime at vettix.org. And that's an important distinction that I should have mentioned earlier. Most of these organizations will cap you at one wish per lifetime. Sometimes they won't work with you if you've already had a wish granted by another organization. So it's important to make sure that you think that through and that you choose the best organization for you at the very start. Wish of Honor is an organization that provides a final wish for senior veterans who are near the end of their lives. They've granted a wide variety of wishes, including hunting trips, Major League Baseball game pitches, reconnecting with old war buddies, but they've also helped veterans with dentures, reconnecting with lost loved ones, enjoying flights on certain planes, that sort of a thing. You can apply at foreveryoungvets.org. That organization also offers Trips of Honor, which is a different program that brings veterans back to their former battlegrounds to view the monuments that stand in their honor in those locations. To qualify for Trips of Honor, you must be at least 65 years old and have an honorable discharge. And they've led trips to all sorts of different countries and places. You can see their upcoming trips on their website, and if there are still spaces available, you should be able to apply for one of those spots. The Dennis V. Cooper Foundation provides bucket list adventures such as sailing trips, ball games, trips to faraway family members, vacations to special destinations, and so on. To qualify for this, you do need to live in Florida's Sarasota or Manatee counties, have a documented terminal illness or diagnosis, and be a military veteran with an honorable discharge. Let's see. Okay, that wraps up the veteran list. Now we're going to dive in and talk about the organizations that serve children. I know this video has been crazy long, and I hope you're still with me. Obviously, Make-A-Wish is the most well-known program that does this kind of wish granting. Most of their wishes fall into the categories of having, needing, being, giving, or going. To be eligible for Make-A-Wish, your child must be between 2.5 and 18 years old. They must be diagnosed with a critical illness, such as a progressive, degenerative, or malignant condition that is placing that child's life in jeopardy. Your child also cannot have received a wish from another wish granting organization, and you can apply at wish.org. Now, I really want to stress that because, especially with the children's wish granting programs, you usually cannot receive a wish from more than one of these organizations. You usually have to choose just one to apply to because most of them have that requirement that you cannot have previously received a wish from another organization. There are a couple of very limited exceptions to that, but I want you to be aware of that as we dive in because I feel like that's something that you need to be prepared for as you're making your choice. Cherished Creations has two different types of wishes. They provide special requests, which can help you provide proper care at home, and they also provide dream requests as long as the dream takes place in the continental United States. In order to be eligible, your child must be age 21 or under, diagnosed with a serious illness, be referred by hospital staff, physician, social worker, clergy, or the immediate family of someone who already received a wish through this organization. You also cannot have received a dream from another organization. Kids Wish Network provides lifetime wishes, including theme park trips, celebrity meet and greets, pro sporting events, concerts, special trips, shopping sprees, all sorts of different things. In order to be eligible for a wish, your child must be between the ages of 3 and 18 years old. They need to be diagnosed with a life-threatening condition, be able to communicate either verbally or non-verbally. They don't care. They just want to be able to have the child communicate with them. And of course, like I said, you can't have received a wish from another organization as well. Western Wishes is really unique because they focus on providing Western themed wishes. They typically serve ranch raised children as well as those who are interested in rodeo or horse show competitions. And they have a pretty wide criteria for who is eligible for this. So, children and young adults may qualify if they are critically ill, severely injured, physically challenged, have experienced unusual adversity, and as long as they love the Western way of life. Dream Factory claims to be the largest volunteer driven wish granting organization for kids. In order to be eligible for a Dream Factory wish, your child must be between 3 and 18 years old, have a documented critical or chronic illness, be able to communicate their dream to a volunteer, and live in an area with a Dream Factory chapter. There are chapters in 16 states, and you'll be able to see that full list on their website. The Marty Lyons Foundation offers dream wishes like trips, cruises, celebrity meet and greets, that sort of thing. They also provide wishes for homebound kids like laptops or room and backyard renovations, that sort of a thing. In order to be eligible, your child must be between 3 and 17 years old, be diagnosed with a terminal or life-threatening disease, and receive treatment in one of the 14 states in the foundation's designated geographic location. Interestingly, they also allow children to receive a second wish in very rare circumstances, as long as it's been at least 2 years since the prior wish. So if you're looking for a second chance, that might be worth looking into. Now, Eva's Butterfly Wishes provides bucket list experiences to families living with very rare pediatric conditions. They've helped people go to Disney cruises, Great Wolf Lodge, that sort of a thing. They were originally designed to serve children affected by Walker-Warburg syndrome, but they have recently expanded to accept other children under the age of 5 who have been diagnosed with a rare life-limiting diagnosis. This fund is managed by NORD, which you may remember from our videos on patient assistance programs. So you'll have to apply on rarediseases.org if you think you're eligible for that. Now, there are other wish granting organizations for kids as well. If you're interested in hunting and fishing adventures, Catch a Dream helps kids between the ages of 6 and 18. Hunt of a Lifetime helps kids age 21 and under. If your child has cancer, Clayton Dabney for Kids with Cancer offers wish granting for children who were diagnosed before the age of 18, and the child has to be age 21 or under at the time that they participate. The foundation provides second wishes for people who are experiencing a recurrence of cancer, as long as it's been at least 2 years since your prior wish was filled. Go for the Goal helps with a lot of different needs, including wish granting, and Wigs and Wishes also offers additional forms of support. Now, there are even more local organizations that serve children, but at this point, we are way over time for this video. So please go check out that link that you see on screen that goes to lowincomerelief.com if you're interested in seeing the remainder of that list. Now, once again, just a quick shout out to our sponsor, Injury Claims. Go browse their open cases to see if you're eligible for financial compensation. They do great work, and it usually only takes a couple of minutes to see if you are eligible for a free claim review. I hope this list has been helpful to you. Please share it with anyone that you think might be eligible. And don't forget to go check out our other videos for more ways to save money and get free stuff. I'll see you there.